Welcome in to NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest NFL news and rumors, those involving Carson Wentz, Jalen Ramsey, Lamar Jackson. Also, what will happen with the number one overall pick? Will the Bears keep it or trade it? And got to factor in the Bryce Young effect to all of that as well. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Before we do, if you missed the National Football League, and I certainly do, it's only been, a week or two since the NFL season ended. I've enjoyed watching the XFL a little bit, and I'll be watching the USFL when it starts here in a couple of months, but it's just not the same. I need some NFL football in my life right now. I miss it. If you missed the NFL, like today's video, and we'll get started with the show. So an update coming in this afternoon from Adam Schefter of ESPN. The Washington Commanders have officially released Carson Wentz. This comes at no surprise that the Commanders would move on from Carson Wentz after what was a bad year. He got outplayed by Taylor Heineke. And you look at the numbers of what he did, according to Pro Football Focus, his overall grade was 60.6. That was one of the worst among all quarterbacks in the NFL. Now, by making this move, remember he had 2 years left, $53.4 million. The cap savings is about over $26 million of cap that the Commanders are going to save in this process of moving on from Carson Wentz. So not only did Carson Wentz just play bad last year, just the financials of this made sense that it wasn't even worth keeping him around as a backup at that point. Here's the truth of the matter. I'm not trying to be mean, but let's just be real with y'all. It doesn't really matter where Carson Wentz goes next because he is terrible. Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. And wherever he's going to be next year, he is going to be a backup quarterback. Simple as that. Whether it's backing up Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City or whether it's backing, I don't know, someone like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Whatever it may be the situation, he will be a backup next year. He is not starting. In fact, I would say that he's closer to playing in the XFL or the USFL as a starter than he is to being an NFL starter right now, based on not one, not two, but three disappointing tenures of teams he's been with in the NFL as of late. Where will Carson Wentz sign in free agency? Let us know. By the way, we have a new Commanders channel where we're talking all things Washington Commanders with our team here at Chat Sports. It's the place to be if you want more Commanders content like you're seeing right now. Free, doesn't cost you a thing. You love the Washington Commanders, we got the channel for you. Let us know in the comment section where Carson Wentz will sign in free agency, and then go subscribe to our Commanders channel as well. Next up, Jalen Ramsey. The trade rumors are certainly spicing up a bit for the Rams star corner. According to NBC Sports' Peter King, a trade absolutely could happen involving Jalen Ramsey, of where he could potentially move on from Los Angeles. Here's Peter King in his report within the last couple of days. My projection is the Rams could get something between a low first-round pick this year, Dallas, Buffalo, and Kansas City could be interested, and a pick between 26 and 31 overall in a package of picks. Perhaps a low 2 this year and a fourth rounder this year or next that could rise depending on performance or playtime markers Ramsey could meet. So very interesting to hear that the Rams are looking to kind of take back some of that draft capital. Remember, they embraced that mentality of F them picks to win a Super Bowl, and now as the Rams look like they're in rebuild mode, now they're trying to find some more picks. And so although Jalen Ramsey is still one of the best corners in football, their timelines don't really match for the future right now. Jalen Ramsey wanting to compete and the Rams trying to rebuild of sorts right now. So this makes sense of why the Rams would potentially move on. Not a knock on Ramsey, just two entities going different directions at this point. Today's show is sponsored by Cultivate, the free browser extension that brings you transparency to your Amazon shopping experience. Cultivate shows you the brand, seller, or product origin and identifies local alternatives that support local community efforts while saving you money. With over 50% of Amazon U.S. sellers based in China, Cultivate offers a way to avoid trickery from these sellers and keep money in the U.S. economy. Cultivate offers alternatives that are on average 30% less expensive than Amazon without any additional costs such as Amazon Prime. It can even identify local alternatives that you can pick up the same day. Cultivate users earn free donations as rewards for using the extension. And the more you use it, the more you can earn in donations by increasing your level. In fact, Cultivate donates 51% of the revenue that they make on your purchases. So what are you waiting for? Go to wecultivate.us/chatsports and download Cultivate for free. Let Cultivate bring transparency, savings, and community support to your Amazon shopping journey. Support the show and download with our link. It's down in the comments and the description of today's video. Find the best prices. wecultivate.us/chatsports today. You'll be glad you did. Now, let's break this down in detail. What you need to know about the Jalen Ramsey situation. If a deal is done before June 1st, then the Rams can be looking at $19.6 million in dead money. That doesn't feel pretty good. But a trade before June 1 also means $5.6 million in cap savings. So you get the good with the bad, right? Now, post June 1, this is where things get interesting. If you were to wait, then you're looking at dead money going from 19.6 to about half of that, 18.2. But a trade post June 1 also means $11.4 million in dead money next year, but a savings of $17 million. So a lot of variables involved here. Basically, do the Rams want to pay the penalty now if they're going to make this trade, or do they want to wait till next year to deal with the cap penalties of some sorts? That's a decision they have to factor in when it comes to the timing of a trade going down for Jalen Ramsey. So, will the Rams trade Jalen Ramsey? Another part of this, it's not a done deal that he's gone. They could end up keeping him altogether. But what say you? Let us know in the comment section. Type Y for yes, type in for no, if the Rams will trade Jalen Ramsey or not. Let's discuss Lamar Jackson's contract situation. There's a new report out that Lamar's camp never asked for a fully guaranteed deal. Now, remember, this runs contrary to what we had been told for months, that the Lamar camp wanted the same contract that Deshaun Watson got of all that guaranteed money, fully guaranteed. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, and granted, you got to be questionable on who the source is, but nonetheless, this is what Stephen A. put out. I was connected to Lamar Jackson's camp yesterday, and I was absolutely, emphatically ensured that Lamar Jackson has never asked for a fully guaranteed deal. I don't want to sit up here and dispute or refute what other NFL insiders for this network and beyond are saying. I don't cover the NFL like that, like they do. I just want to make sure that I'm clear. I'm echoing what Lamar Jackson's camp said because they reached out to me personally yesterday. So, here's something interesting. With all this going down, with the noise that's out there, keep in mind, the tag deadline is quickly approaching. We're what, like 2 weeks away from this now? March 7th. And with everything that we've heard, okay, granted we're on the outside, but just what we've heard, there's no signs of progress right now that a long-term deal is going to get done. You see these leaks coming out, right? And these things that have been said from Lamar's camp. Remember, the leaks are from Lamar's camp. They're not coming from the Ravens here. I think that's a very important detail. And just nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Not even since August has anything changed at this point. Now, with that said, my educated guess would be the exclusive franchise tag is going to get placed on Lamar Jackson. Again, we are still waiting, and nobody knows for sure, but the educated guess, and it's a guess at that, says the exclusive franchise tag will get placed. It makes the most sense, right? You get control, okay? You buy yourself time to get a new deal done, and then if not, then you get to decide where he goes and try to maximize on what you could get for him, as opposed to what the non-exclusive does of limits exactly what you could get in return. To me, this is what makes the most sense. We'll see. Which franchise tag will Lamar Jackson receive? I think we've crossed the point where it's not a matter of if he'll get a franchise tag, but what franchise tag he'll get, whether it's exclusive or non-exclusive. If you think it's the exclusive tag, type E for exclusive. If you think it's the non-exclusive tag, type N for non-exclusive. Let me know in the comment section below. Folks, you got to be subscribed to NFL Daily by Chat Sports. If you are not, what are you waiting for? We're talking about the NFL each and every day here on the channel with news and rumors. We're counting down to the draft. Tom Downey, Sam Brown, our team, they're going to be at the NFL Combine this week, and they are going to do a terrific job covering the top prospects and letting you know everything you need to know about those guys. So subscribe now for the latest happenings towards the draft, trades, free agency. It's all in one place. We are your NFL offseason headquarters here. NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Now, this situation, like I said earlier, with the educated guess, there's still a lot we don't know at this point. That we're in a situation where we're all trying to figure it out, right? And what we've been led to believe is that all of this is about the guaranteed money. And when you look at that guaranteed money, in case you needed a reminder of sorts, there is a significant drop-off. Once you go from Deshaun Watson of $233 million in guaranteed money, then you go all the way down to Russ at $165. And so I'll be intrigued. Remember, it's not just Lamar here when it comes to this guaranteed money, but what about Jalen Hurts? What about Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert? Are these guys all of a sudden not going to get the guaranteed money either? If those guys don't get it, then the Deshaun Watson deal could be an anomaly here. We'll wait and see. A long ways to go in this process, but from what we've heard from Stephen A., he says it's not about getting the Deshaun Watson guaranteed money. And remember, too, what's the injury guarantee stuff look like? I still have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers at this point. With that said, where will Lamar Jackson play next season? I still lean towards Baltimore, quite frankly, myself. What say you, though? Let us know in the comment section where you think Lamar Jackson's going to end up in 2023, where he'll play. Tell us in the comment section below. A report came out on Monday morning from ESPN's Adam Schefter that the Chicago Bears are leaning towards trading the number 1 overall pick. Now, you may be saying to yourself, why would you trade the number 1 overall pick? Well, when you're the Bears and you have so many needs to address, and then on top of that, there's a number of teams that are looking for a quarterback that would love to have Bryce Young, and the Bears like what they've seen in Justin Fields. This all comes down to Bryce Young. That's what this is all about here. I expect a move to happen. The fact that the Bears have said we're open to this and that they're all in on Justin Fields, it would seem, to me, this tells me expect somebody, whether it's the Texans, whether it's the Colts or a number of teams out there, to be aggressive because they don't want to miss on the opportunity of Bryce Young here. I think Bryce Young's a terrific player. I'm a fan of Bryce Young. I hope he has a really good NFL career. If we're being honest with ourselves here, Will Anderson and Jalen Carter are probably the better players in this draft. But the quarterback position is so important to get right, that somebody is going to make that move to be aggressive and go get Bryce Young. Who will be? I don't know. That remains to be seen. But all signs point to that the Bears believe in Justin Fields. They're going to capitalize, try to get more out of it, and still get a really good player, potentially still in the top 5, and somebody's going to get their quarterback in Bryce Young. Who will draft Bryce Young? Will somebody trade up to 1 and get that pick? Or will we see him slide past the Bears and go to somebody else? Let us know in the comments section. You make the call where you think Bryce Young is going to end up playing in 2023. As always, you can interact with me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Tyler Jones Live, talking about the National Football League there. And I'll see you next time right here on NFL Daily.